What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about what really happens after quitting marijuana. So I wanted to make this video because I have a friend that recently got clean from marijuana, and it's just been interesting to observe what's been going on, how he's changed in just these few months of quitting. The changes are drastic, and I'm really excited to share about some of those changes with you. And it really made me think too about my own journey and how I changed so much from just that short time from when I was using to when I stopped. Now, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of pain that went on. There's a lot of discomfort. It's not an easy process. So I say this loosely, however, take what I say with a grain of salt and recognize that each experience is going to be different for sure. There are similarities though. So the first thing I noticed in my friend and then personally as well was motivation. So motivation came back. What kind of motivation, you might be asking? Motivation for life, to live, to be, to breathe, all the above. Motivation to go to work, to get a job, to start exercising again. That was a big one. I stopped smoking, and all of a sudden I was in the gym a lot more because, hey, I wanted to start bettering myself and getting my life back on track and make up for those years I lost. Because although there were some positives that happened during the smoking period, a lot of it was wasted laying on my bed, watching Netflix, being a bum. And it was time to start growing up a bit, maturing. And I've noticed that with my friend as well. They quit and all of a sudden they're back in school. They're going to the gym a lot more. They're starting to eat proper. And it's just very cool to see that just from quitting weed, basically reality comes back into play, and it's like, okay, time to get serious, time to start working on this stuff, and no more la la land is how I started to view it. So first one's motivation. Second is going to be appetite comes back. This was a big one. Watching my friend go through the withdrawal, he couldn't eat. We were over at my place, and he hadn't eaten in like probably about a day, and he was helping me move. So by the end of it, the appetite came back because of just like a day's worth of not eating. And but even then, it like he didn't eat a lot, and he couldn't really keep it down as much as he would have wanted. And I definitely noticed that too. I have a video recently that I did on quitting alcohol, how to get sober from alcohol. I'll link that down below. And appetite was definitely one of those things that is not there when I've quit most any addiction, just because of that like kind of initial one, a depression, two, kind of some of the I guess expelling of the substances. With alcohol, I would definitely be like dry heaving. I couldn't keep anything down. With marijuana, I could still eat, but I just didn't really want to. And I think a lot of it too is, so for anyone that doesn't know, feel free to comment down below if you do. It's a pretty cool fact that with marijuana, why does one get the munchies? Well, the cannabinoids, they attach to the receptors in our brain that signal to us that we're full, and they basically shut them off. So that's why it's common to eat copious amounts of food while stoned. And so in that detox process, I became habituated to only being hungry because of what the cannabinoids were doing. So the receptors in my brain that were just naturally saying, hey, it's time to eat, they just weren't active. They just had been so suppressed that it took a little while for them to come back online. After a couple weeks, it did, and I was able to start eating regularly again. Is going to be sleep returns. So I couldn't sleep very well, I'll tell you that much. It's just waking up with the cold sweats, just sweating out all that pot basically, and not being able to sleep very well. Also because marijuana affects REM sleep, that was having to come back online as well. And so after quitting for a couple weeks, I was starting to be able to sleep a lot better then. So that was a huge benefit, and something that happens after quitting weed. So the last one, and this one is a little more on the painful side. Again, remember, we're going a little deeper here from here on out. And memories will come back. old kind of things that were suppressed by the weed start to bubble up. So I know I'm not going to speak for my friend on this one, but personally, I noticed a lot of old trauma come up, a lot of old memories from childhood. I just remember I had been smoking. Personally, I noticed a lot of old trauma come up, a lot of old memories from childhood. I just remember I had been smoking for so long. I like forgot what I was like as a child, and that like, and when I say child, I mean like 5, maybe to like 8, like in that range. Once I started to quit, those memories started to surface, and it was quite painful. It was definitely a grieving process, and kind of saying goodbye to that life, that self, that who I used to be, and starting to embrace the new and kind of accept what happened, what I had done to myself, both positively and negatively, with addiction and stuff. So that was a very painful process. Not gonna lie, it's I think one of those things that prohibits a lot of people from getting clean, because once that stuff starts to come up, if not in a good environment, it can be very painful. And it is very painful. However, some people just aren't ready to deal with it. And the people that are the ones that get sober, and the ones that are like, okay, I'm finally willing to face this, let's go. And not saying that the people that aren't ready to face it don't ever become willing, because I certainly was not willing when I first tried to quit weed to like face that stuff. Once I was, though, it was like, okay, like I'm in 100%, I'm all the way, let's do this, bring on the pain. This is gonna suck for a few years probably, but at the end of it, I know there's something great has to happen. There's no way I just go through all this pain to feel just as crappy as I did when I was smoking weed. It's just not possible. And that time comes for different people at different times of their life. So comment down below if you are at that stage. Comment down below any things you've experienced when you quit weed after the withdrawal period ended. And likes, subscriptions, comments, always appreciated. Much love, and talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.